Hi, this video covers actually the weather from now until next year, but I'm going to just try and concentrate on other than just a quick not preview, but a quick few comments regarding from now until the end of the year. We're going to experience some weird weather. Had said that there is going to be an Indian summer that we're going to experience, more so on the East Coast than the West, but from mid-states onwards, where you will be seeing, in here some really strange higher heat weather, and it's not coming from Ontario. It's actually coming. What I'm seeing, some kind of heat. I don't know what you call it. I'm not a weather person, but anyway, it's affecting it. Where we're going to experience more of an Indian summer still until about November 24th, as late as that. An Indian summer they call it. So just be warned about that it's going to break a few more records, and I'm not talking about 110, 120 or something. I'm saying that the heat records for that time of the year, and we're reaching at 80s, high 80s into 90s in places. And even though we've had a few now, but you will see some different weather patterns in that section. So with this, since this is quite a bit of weather coming in by the end of the year, I'm going to just put it in one whole video. So basically, again, we're going to experience kind of an Indian summer here in this section, in this kind of oblong, where it's going to be high heat, even as far as down to Florida. To the tip of Florida, even a tiny bit on certain things on New Orleans, Houston. Then we are going to experience quite a bit of roundabout, let's see, the 28th of October, roundabout till the 15th, this strange weather pattern that keeps on coming in and out, but it actually has huge tornado activity here in these states here. There could be one or two in Oklahoma or Dallas, in those areas where normally at that time of the year, I don't know if it's right, but there is heavy rain activity. So we're going to get from here down tip of Colorado, down here, but definitely into this area here. There's a storm system. It could be another hurricane that's coming in, by the way, in through here and coming in here, and not hitting Louisiana, but coming through, but affecting Houston, San Antonio, and Texas, Dallas, in that area. But it really is not, it's a tropical storm when it gets actually to the coast. And it's not something that evacuation, but you will get 1 to 5, 6 inches of rain being dumped in that area because of this storm system here. There is another one just again until the end of the year. I'm talking about it just here. This is 2018 still, and where there is a possible we have had unusual activity with hurricanes this year, even as I said before, on the West Coast, which has been kind of not as prevalent. But in the last few years, I have been talking about all the hurricanes on the West Coast as well. So anyway, there are some more systems coming in where it is going to be starting out over here, and I'm going to bring it down a bit so I can talk to you about it. And that is from here, and it's coming through, and it's more or less forming an F2 here, possibly to the F3 they're saying, but I don't see it really develops that much. Drops down to an F2 to F1 and hitting the South Carolina coast. It is going to affect North Carolina, but it's more on the South Carolina coastal that you'll see down for a lot of rain and everything else, and even to as far as Jacksonville. So it's really not so much in Virginia or North Carolina, but it's gone touching outskirts, is touching Myrtle Beach, but Charleston, Savannah, Brunswick, Jacksonville, it's all this area here. Okay, so there's that system, and you are going to see a few more near misses, but I don't think you're going to get hit with a bad one. Now, just backing out a bit. As I said, there's going to be more right about November, mid-November, which again, I don't know, I'm not a meteorologist. I do see a lot of activity with tornadoes still, where there's a slew of them coming in. Those are clusters, about 17, one of which could be as high as an F3, could be touching on F4, but they can't confirm it. But it's an F0 to F3, and that's from this section here that is kind of in this area here where it will come in a cluster and do a huge down thing. There is I still see an F5 as a possibility, but that won't be until next year. I will talk about that in another video. So the weather, it does start getting cold round about December 1 and 2. And towards 22nd of December, we're going to see ice storms from here onwards, coming in from all the way from Canada down. And Canada, I'll be doing their weather later in a separate video, but this is just America and coming down, and I'll talk about the weather for 2019 in another video. But basically, you're going to see a lot more stronger weather. It's going to be what would be, I would call a mild winter-ish from this year. But after January, about 5th to the 8th, that's a different matter, and I will cover that on a different video. Other than that, the weather is going to be, as I said, Indian summer, then coming in with different types of its individual winter weather. We'll talk about that later on the next video. As you know, I'm doing a short videos from now on, and see if that would help people be able to take all of this information in if you want to. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you in the next video.